Hey guys, and welcome to Georgia.
Georgia.
No, not this Georgia. This Georgia. Some of you may be today years old when you learn that Georgia is an actual country. So let me give you a quick rundown. Georgia is a country located in the Kafkas region. Georgia used to be a part of the Soviet Union back in the day, and there are many stories I heard about Georgian men coming to Soviet Russia and doing their utmost just to do Soviet women. I have been dreaming of coming here for a long time. Firstly, Georgia boasts incredible natural beauty. Secondly, Georgian cuisine is really good. Third, wine. Did you know that Georgia makes some of the best wine in the world? But most importantly, the incredible warmth and hospitality of its people. I had many stereotypes in mind before coming here. Georgian men were, of course, charming Casanovas, promising anything and everything at the feet of women. Georgian women, meek and subservient, careful around the dominant Georgian men. But how true were these stereotypes? And how did they all change with the new, not Soviet generation? I guess I'm really confused about how the dating is here.
It doesn't exist. That's the thing.
It doesn't exist?
I'm joking. We don't have such a word like dating in Georgia. If you're really serious with someone, you stop seeing other people. Mm-hmm. It's not like in USA that you see one boy in the morning.
Yeah.
And another boy
That's not what you think
and then
about.
you just change your clothes.
That's not how we do it.
It's not like that.
Do you go on dates actually, or?
They're not like, okay, tomorrow at 7 p.m. let's go to this restaurant that I booked for you, and you're like, oh, prepping is like, hey, let's go out.
So I was assuming like Georgian men are like flowers, here whining and dining you.
They were.
Is that a thing still, or is this older generation? Keep in mind that since the older generation speaks virtually no English, I will be speaking Russian for a part of this episode. Yes, first time you will hear me speak my native language. I was sitting in the park when these older gentlemen started speaking to me. I had no idea what they said, but decided to go with it anyways. А можно вас спросить, как вот раньше люди вообще знакомились в плане вот женщины с мужчиной, как вот знакомство? Да.
Деда звали Биг Вархар. Биг Вархар, знаешь, что это?
Нет.
Люблю.
Люблю. Я тебя люблю? Да. Говорили сразу?
Да, прямо говорю. Раз понравился, я говорю, я люблю.
Сразу?
А прямо по-грузински говорю.
То есть только познакомились уже, я тебя люблю?
Да, ну и что? Я просто люблю как женщину. Это любовь, чувство. А жена это другое дело.
Ага, он говорит, что не имеет значения у тебя какая красивая жена. У грузинах так есть, что когда увидишь красивую девушку,
лучше всего.
Нам уже идти надо, у нас интервью просто в центре.
Он говорит, не уходи, я тебя люблю.
Even like when you're together, it's not like, tomorrow are you free? Yeah, me too. Okay, where, when? Like no, like that. It doesn't have the name like date or something.
What do you call it?
I'm meeting my boyfriend, I'm meeting my girlfriend. It's not like in other countries where you're like, okay, do you want to be my girlfriend? Do you want to be my boyfriend? Sometimes it's like natural.
Mm-hmm. So you just go have coffee,
yeah, like
do
I
things?
I love you too.
Together.
Даже столько раз видела, говорит, каждый за себя платит. Ты что хочешь, я что хочу. Я это не пил, я это самое все туда. А раньше, да ты что? Это все тебе носили на руках. Это так было приятно. Так, это получать вот эти... Особенно было приятно ругаться. А что, примирение шло.
Не согласны? Почему?
Поколение моей дочери, это жизнь моей дочери гораздо лучше, чем моя.
Почему?
Свобода больше, и в кино ходит, и в театр ходит, и за границу ходит. И я так вышла замуж, что свидания ни разу не было, потому что это было стыдно, как же это можно было.
У нас тут конфликт возник.
Людьми стали грубыми.
Отношения стали грубыми, говорит.
Отношения стали более холодными.
If we stay here,
Short humanity.
if we stay here, the debates will go on.
Она говорит, что отношения стали более грубыми. Она говорит, что свободы вот не хватало как раз. It quickly became apparent that the older generation was much more passionate and romantic than the newer generation. Flowers, wining, and dining seemed a thing of the past, something that the newer generation of Georgians were moving away from. But there still seemed to be a traditional element present in Georgian dating, which made me curious. How do Georgian women perceive sex? So you were saying, like, it used to be a thing that, like, a woman having sex before marriage was taboo, and now it's not so much.
Yeah, because women were letting the boys to decide what they wanted to get. You know, and then women decided, okay, also like there was more Europe, they traveled, they saw that this is not something that determines if you're a good girl or not. That's not like in USA or like Eastern Europe, it's more traditional here. And especially like in small cities or villages, this doesn't happen so often because everyone knows each other, so like they do the things, but also they don't talk like this, like freely.
Yeah.
But they do.
Hey guys, I just wanted to stop this video to tell you one cool fact. Did you know that Georgia is one of the countries to offer a digital nomad visa? That means that if you're a remote worker, this is a perfect place to come work from for a full year and also live on quite a cheap budget compared to the rest of Europe. And this also brings me to our sponsor for today, NomadBase. I'm super excited to partner up with NomadBase, not just because they made this whole trip possible and I got to go to Georgia, but also because I'm a part of the NomadBase community myself. I got a chance to do some of their events myself, from taking a digital nomad cruise all the way from Barcelona to Brazil and meeting other entrepreneurs on the water for 12 days, to doing a week-long event in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And these events are amazing for meeting like-minded people, networking, doing masterminds, and just learning about the whole entrepreneur world from the people that know it best. I truly believe that in order to be successful, you must surround yourself with like-minded people who understand your goals, who push you to do better, who inspire you. And that's one of the perks of joining a community like NomadBase. And another big perk is that it is, of course, free to join. So go check it out and check out one of the chapters that they have in different parts of the world. And back to the video. I decided to meet with Roy, a Lebanese hostel owner who told me he had a lot to share on the topic of Georgian dating.
Gamarjova.
Gamarjova.
They still have this sort of village vibe or thing where everyone knows everyone. So for a Georgian girl to actually go out with a Georgian guy, it's kind of, they don't prefer doing that. They prefer doing it with a foreigner because this foreigner doesn't know her friends, doesn't know her family, doesn't know her neighborhood, nothing.
Yeah, because they talk here, right? Like
Exactly.
Very hipster place, right?
It is. It used to be like when I first moved here, it was the place where everyone would check in on Facebook and like they would make a deal like this is so and so checked in because it was the place to be. And I moved to Georgia in 2017. Initially, it was supposed to be 3 months, but then I fell in love and it became 1 year, and now it's, you know.
So she's Georgian, right? So
Yeah.
have you felt any kind of culture shocks, I suppose?
So when we were dating, we actually had a situation where the grocery store lady, who's like 100 meters away at the end of her street from her flat, thought it was her duty and her right to like let the mom know that, oh, Irma, your daughter might, I think she has a boyfriend, you know, and it's just like,
And she's just like a lady working in a store.
And this is why a lot of Georgians don't date Georgians. They avoid dating each other because they both have their needs, but they can't get it from each other because most probably the families know each other. Girls on Tinder, like, they don't want to be seen on Tinder. They don't use their photos. They use, like, for example, a black image or whatever it is.
So how are you supposed to swipe on that?
Desperate men swipe on anything.
Maybe you have a thing for black images.
No, I'm wild, I'm sexy, I like sexy lingeries and blah blah blah. I'm artistic, I have abstract stuff. But like you can see how I look like. See?
There we go, there's that black thing that we heard about.
That's my pride.
Later on, Alexandra, a Russian girl living in Tbilisi, joined us to chat about her not so positive experiences with Georgian men.
When I was in Tbilisi first time, I didn't understand where is my hot, handsome. Of course, I started to use Tinder. First of all, they ask 3 questions: where are you from? With who you're living here? Alone or with husband? Friends.
Because they need a place to go to.
Yes.
They can't bring her home.
Yes. And in which area you live? They ask.
So basically,
yes.
Exactly.
only 3 questions.
Right, to see proximity, like if she's close enough not to spend money to go there and have sex.
Yes.
That's it.
And I was honest with them. Yes, I live here alone. Yes, I have apartment without friends, without family.
you're perfect.
Yes.
Close to your place.
And they texted me. Oh yeah, it's nice. I can take wine and come to you for what? Drink wine.
I was talking to foreign girls, a Russian girl, and she was saying how Georgian guys always try to ask her if she lives at home alone and if they can go to her place. Do you think it's because she's like a foreigner, so they're thinking, oh, it's gonna be easy?
Georgian boys try a lot with Russian girls.
Really?
Because in Georgia it's not easy like with Georgian girls. Like you have to marry them after that. And, like, I don't mean that Ukrainian girls and Russian girls don't require effort, but also like you don't have to meet their parents because you kissed her yesterday, like, you know.
Do you have to do that with the...
No, no, but you know, like, it means something still.
Вино?
Да.
Вино?
Вино ваниль – это самое популярное мороженое в Грузии.
Да,
So, like,
спасибо.
They're both, right? Okay.
So good.
I never tried.
I'll buy one. Я куплю одно для девушки. Спасибо вам огромное.
This is very typical. Look at this man. They're in many videos on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Здравствуйте, по-русски говорите?
Говорим.
Говорите?
По-всякому.
По-всякому?
Да. По-армянски.
По-армянски я не говорю. По-английски?
По-английски.
Сосо. Просто было интересно узнать, как вот как знакомились с женщинами в ваше время? Как люди знакомились?
Знаете что? Тогда стоило самолет 37 лари. Не лари, рубли. Мы летали всегда, можно неделю 3 раза летать.
No. He's telling you how he was meeting the woman in Russia, but you...
Нет, в Грузии как знакомились? Как люди раньше знакомились в Грузии?
Не знаю.
Как вот с женщинами знакомились мужчины?
Я с женщинами не знакомился на Грузии. Я знакомился, да, в России.
В России? Вы тоже?
Конечно.
А почему в России, а не в Грузии?
С русскими гораздо легче. Моментально можно там. Раз и поехали. А украинами это не получается.
То есть надо поить, кормить, цветы дарить. You mentioned before when we talked on Zoom that like women a lot of times they will use profiles in order to scam you.
A lot of women actually try to match with men on Tinder and they take them to specific places, like specific clubs,
This problem here.
where these women have agreements with these clubs that they charge you 3 times and 4 times what you order. It's like, yeah, I'm local, I will take you to this club. And then you end up with a like $700 bill for having 4 drinks.
Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers. 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 That's it. I can't do any more. I'm done. I already had a shot, so this is like a shot and a half. No. What do you want me to say? I'm not drinking cha-cha no more. I'm done. Stop.
I found a huge contrast when connecting with the locals in Georgia. Older people were eager to talk, friendly and energetic, while the younger crowd seemed a lot more aloof. Approaching them on the street was really difficult. They properly ignored me, like these guys right here.
So we're doing a video just about Georgia and dating in Georgia. If you want to just ask a question. I mean, no, you don't want to? No?
It felt to me like the newer generation did their best to distance themselves from the traditional values of the past. You'll hear these values being referred to as trash in the next episode. Keep in mind, this is Tbilisi, the capital city, but even here, you will see a lot of traditional values. However, no matter how much the newer generation tries to distance themselves, it is tough to escape the judgment from the society, the gossip, and the weight of expectations. I still have more questions. Were Georgian men as dominant and women as meek as I expected? And most importantly, are Georgians really hospitable? Or is this simply an outdated stereotype?